Hello.
I think we're good. That's good.
Yeah.
Are we live? I'm gonna turn my
Could you?
chair.
Oh.
I'm
I
sorry.
made a.
New shirt.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Make
new
sure how to
chair.
get used to.
Turning it off while
You
I
need a
back
backy
up.
uppy sound.
That, my power chair had that's really annoying.
I made her back in, so.
She's like, I don't want a backy uppy sound.
No, it gets annoying really fast. Oh, it's you. I
That's awesome.
every week.
Every week. Here, this is like the first time ever that I've got like just 2 Marvel books and everything else is independent.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy? So I'm gonna have to figure out a second independent group to give you guys. And you would think it'd all be Image, but it's not.
So when
This is
I
like
was
a crazy week of everything. All right, here we go.
Take kids. Take for a guy.
All right. So I'm gonna do my Marvel and Image in hopes of actually making it pretty even, because I think it will after that. Okay. You guys have been waiting for this for a long time, since roughly 2014, when last we saw Fantastic Four. So Fantastic Four #1 is out this week. I can only tell you, because I don't want everything to be like ruined for you, that we know where Ben Grimm is, and we know where Johnny Storm is, right? The people that we're missing are Sue and Reed and the kids, and they've been gone for a really long time. So you get to see a really cool event for Ben. That's a good thing in this book. You can see Johnny being Johnny, and you can see his roommate, and you can see all kinds of crazy happening things like the Fantastic Four, like, I don't know, kind of like the Batman symbol comes up, because the Fantastic Four has one. It's kind of really, I don't know if I'd use it, because it just literally like spells out Fantastic Four. Instead of having a big 4 in the sky, I don't
They
know.
need a new graphic design.
Or two
They need a
Fs.
graphic designer, because
Yeah.
it's also just not great lettering, so.
Call me.
Oh. So I can neither confirm nor deny all of the Fantastic Four are in this book.
Is it fantastic?
It's a fantastic book.
Is
I
there
think.
4 of them?
Yeah. Oh, and don't, just like a good Marvel movie, don't skip the extra story that's at the end, because it may have a certain bad guy with 4 letters in his name. 4 letters. Amazing Spider-Man. I'm loving this run by Nick Spencer, which makes sense because I love Nick Spencer's writing. This is #3. When last we saw Pete, he was hanging out with the professor, who's also Lizard. And, huh? Kirk Connors, yeah. And so I guess you could just call him Doc. I don't know, because then you get him mixed up with Doc Ock, and it's, why are all his bad guy friends doctors anyway? He hangs out with smart dudes. So Kurt's actually a good guy, and this is fun, but he's also created this really cool contraption that's supposed to, he's always looking for a way to split his lizard self from his person self, because his lizard self gets angry very easily and messes things up. Although he's got him under control right now. In issue #2, the machine accidentally got turned on, and Kurt Connors doesn't know this, but Pete and Spidey are completely separate now. I love her reaction in the room. Yes. And in this book, Pete gets to figure out if it's a possibility to have a life where they're separate, and you have the Spidey man that can go and do all the responsibility, and then he gets to enjoy his life with Mary Jane, and it is.
That never works.
I know it never works. You could yell at him right now about it, but you have to read to find out what they do find out. There's something about the process that they doesn't expect. So he's really the only person that knows that this has happened, by the way. Just Pete and Spidey now.
I saw this cover and I was like, oh, Jen's gonna be so excited.
As always, I'm
That could be a movie
reading
poster.
every single issue of Port of Earth. Thank you, Zach Kaplan. This is issue #8. This one deals with the fallout. The 2 ESA officers that we've been following the entire series, whose last names are Rice and McIntyre. Kind of think of them as kind of like the good cop, bad cop of this series, in which they're supposed to just guard the port, keep the aliens on port, keep the Earthlings off port, and and one of them likes to incite problems, and the other one's a rule follower, and it creates problems for them. So when last we saw them, they had actually ended up killing an alien on the port, and so now their higher ups are reviewing the footage, and we'll see if they're going to get in trouble in this. And the greater conspiracy is being more and more revealed as we go through this. Are the aliens up to no good? Are the humans up to no good? Alright, this one's a crazy comic book.
That one looks so funny.
Yeah, this one's called Hey Kids Comics by Howard K. Chaykin. It is actually kind of a pretend look. I think it's pretend. I mean, some of the characters look like they probably are representative of actual comic book people that have existed through time. Like Stan Lee, etc. But really, they look through eras of the way funny books have been. So, most in the way far past 30s and 40s, for example, they were looked at as not real jobs or real things, and editors largely got the credit for creation of characters, and this kind of addresses that a little bit. But it's really cool look, stylized.
Yeah.
It's not realistic like the front.
On the back, it's got an ad for the comic that is on the cover.
Yeah, it looks like it's like stylized to look like the real thing.
It's great.
And also, Rob Guillory's Farmhand #1 came out last month. This is issue #2. So this gives you a little more history of the relationship between the father who created the process for the seed and the son who is kind of having to deal with the problems that are coming out of this technology / bio thing that his dad's created. So basically he can plant things and they make new body parts for human beings that are non-rejected because they're made out of plant material, so they don't have those problems with their, like, from another body, so they get rejected. But it's really a very cartoony style, and as you might expect, there are a lot of people that would much rather have this ability, but his dad's the only person that knows how to do it, so yes.
And the grandkids in this one? Because I
Well, yeah,
remember
of course, yeah.
like the grandpa ran the farm and the dad was kind of mad at the grandpa and the kids.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, the kids are still there. It's a really, really great series. And it's neat because it actually tells you exactly which date all of them are going to be coming out, so you won't miss anything. Yeah. So I blew through a lot of mine.
She Can Fly from Burger Books. #2, because I just had to know what happened next. In the first book, we meet Luna, who's on the front, and what I can tell from the first book, she
isn't neurotypical.
She's
got a mental illness.
She does, and from this, and it's like some type of OCD. But then in the second book, you see there's a little bit more than just that there. Her grandmother is living with them, who she's just recently come back to live with them after, I guess, you kind of get the feel that she's been living as like a monk. Like
The grandmother?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she's in these robes and she's got like really short, like she shaved her head and her hair starting to grow back. Of course, she was obsessed with the woman that could fly. And if you read #1, you saw that she exploded just in the middle of the sky. And there are different, agencies that are trying to find out more information. The government and some other outside agencies, and we see a member of one of these other agencies trying to figure out more about what's happening to her, and those two worlds may or may not collide.
So is she the
It's
one
really
that can
cool, and
fly?
I'm in love with this series.
So is she the one who can fly then?
No. No. She wants to be able to fly and get away from everything that causes her anxiety and all that kind of stuff, which can relate.
Right.
fly over all the traffic.
There you go.
Am I doing one now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will do Flash. It is number 52, part 1 of a new arc from what I can tell. So, sure. So it looks like there's someone else who's going to be fast, like Flash. I wrote down someone's name. Okay, so Trickster is there.
Oh.
And he has some tricks. He may escape. I don't know. He may be wreaking some havoc. Like Trickster does.
Yes.
So Trickster tricks. Trickster don't tricks. Trickster don't tricks. Waver stops waving. Trickster is up to tricks. That's all I can really say without giving much away. He kind of cons his way out, and that's about all I can say without spoiling. Do you have any questions?
Oh, that's good. I mean, it's like we know who the bad guy is, and we know that they're gonna mess with everything else.
You pulled one over on them.
Oh, I like that. All right, it's been a while since we've had any Predator action in the comic book universe. It's Predator Hunters 2. So this one's kind of neat. It starts out in the Middle East, it looks like, because everyone's wearing jabs, etc. Basically, it's more about this group. Some guy gets captured by them, and they're gonna torture this fellow. And the Predator shows up for some reasons, but it's kind of one of those things like it's a setup for the whole series, right? Because they have footage of it somehow. Maybe they have a body cam or something. I'm not sure how they got footage. But they're like, hey, we have these images, and we got to find out more about this crazy creature. So you don't get to see anything from the Predator's perspective. You don't know why they're there, why they show up. Now I kind of wonder, you can't really get the Predator to work for you, right?
Nope.
No.
No.
So I don't know what they, yeah, I don't know. It feels like it.
Depending on the predator type.
But the art is really, really pretty in this book. It's really, yeah. If you're a Predator fan, you should totally get the book. Oh.
And I think Sarah and Shanice, you guys also read Unnatural #2.
Do you feel any more clear about it? It's like it's not being preachy, or is it still preaching?
The art's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this kind
That's
of
all I have to say about
like
that.
the government is the part that's really, you know, the preachy part, and
You're trying to say we get it, government bad.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and well, and now that she's 25, she has to go on her first date with what's set up for her.
To see who she's going on the first
No,
date.
because that's in the next book. So
And I'm like, what if she ends up falling in love with this other guy and everything works out just fine? But probably not gonna happen because that's not the message of the book.
So wait, I want to get this straight from you guys.
Okay.
You disagree with the book, with the politics of the book about like it's being too preachy, but you can't wait to read the next one to find out what's going on.
exactly.
So the thing about the book that's just frustrating is like there's a good story there. I like this one better than the first one because there's some more stories. You start to see more of the plot where it's going with it. Like Sarah and Hannah, they both read it. So when her friend goes to the bookstore and she tells her about the prophecy or whatever, I'm intrigued by that. And something happens at the end that I'm like, okay, I kind of want to see where this goes.
Yes.
It's not as preachy as the first issue was.
It's not that I disagree or agree with the politics of the book. Honestly, that I have no opinion on that. It's just the way that it's being executed. There are other ways that it has been better executed. For example, Zootopia is a much better example of how to execute a injustice in society and like bringing that to attention.
And racism using
And racism using animals. Or
I like Zootopia a lot.
You don't have to raise your hand. This is not a classroom,
Okay.
ma'am.
Is it kind of like it's so terrible you want to know more?
It's not.
It's not even terrible.
It's not a bad book.
It's not a bad book.
It's just frustrating.
Yeah, it's like you could be doing so much better. That's what it is.
It's trying to make a point, and in the first book, it seemed more heavy-handed than it needed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's handled better in the second issue.
Yeah. Oh,
I
definitely.
agree with that, yeah.
Definitely.
So we're gonna keep rolling with it because it has.
Yeah, I'm
Definite
gonna
hope.
read one more
And
issue.
I
if it
love
puts me
the
by this
art.
third issue, then I'm done.
Yeah.
And the
honestly,
art is amazing.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a
It's
chance.
one of my favorites from this year. Like
Yeah.
art wise.
Yeah, it's really good art.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay. Who was last?
You're not.
Is that you? I don't think so. Yeah, maybe I. Okay.
You have a lot.
I do all that stuff. Okay. Black Badge, #1 from Boom, Matt Kent. You know, I'm like everything that Matt Kent puts out. This is no exception. This is kind of cool. So it plays as a straightforward. Here's some kids that are in kind of like the Boy Scouts they're actually in South Korea, hanging out, doing camping. But what you find out through the book is that part of the troop is actually part of a group called the Black Badge. So you meet a main character who actually is trying to earn his Black Badge. Although it's kind of twisty, it's not really about earning a Black Badge. But you find that young kids that are 15 can go into North Korea, cross the border, as long as they act befuddled about how they ended up there, and can actually do military work.
That's
So they're-
hilarious and
yeah.
awesome. Oh man.
Yeah. So they are actually doing
No wonder you wanted
covert
to fight for this
operations, but they are essentially Boy Scouts.
My friend
Boy and Girl
posted.
Scouts.
My friend posted to all you young folks who want free education and health insurance, the military is hiring.
Oh, okay. Are they
Book.
actually?
Alright, Jenny.
Well, the military is always hiring.
Not always.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes they say, sorry, we're not taking anybody.
They wouldn't take me, that's okay. Is it my turn?
I'm
Yep.
too old. Too old to begin the training.
Oddwell.
Yes. What company?
SBI.
SBI.
I did it upside down.
Yep.
Sideways.
No, it's
that
right.
way. Okay, so Oddwell is a warrior. Oddwell is a frog. Oddwell is amazing. And there is a curse on the princess who's this really cute little girl who loves Oddwell, but she can kick butt, it turns out. So they're on a quest to have her curse removed because only she can remove it. And there's a side trip and what else? They're supposed to go somewhere, but maybe they go to somewhere else.
Is the princess human?
The princess is human.
Are there other
Maybe
non-human
she's a
creatures?
fairy.
Oh, a fairy.
It seems like they're all kind of different. It's not like all humans. It's not all non-humans. It's more of a fantasy thing.
Okay, cool.
It looks really cool.
It is really cool. You guys should read it. I liked it. I'm glad I got to read it.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about this series.
I love it.
It's a company a lot of people don't know about it, so
Yeah,
hopefully this will be their breakout book.
it's a good book. And I love frogs, so Oddwell's one of my favorite.
Aww.
My frogs all died, but I had frogs and they kind of look like Oddwell.
Uh-oh, what happens in Superman?
Do you want to read the subtitle?
Phantom Zone, population Earth. That's not good.
No.
Earth can't fit in
So-
the Phantom Zone.
Or can it?
Oh!
Yeah. It's not good, but we don't know why or how the Earth got into the Phantom Zone. But
Oh, does it
it's
start
there.
out there in the beginning of the book?
Yeah.
Yeah, that lead in is pretty simple.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't.
Is
There's nothing
Superman
else
on
that I
Earth
could-
in the Phantom Zone?
Yes.
How do you get out of that? I don't even know how you get out of this Phantom Zone unless someone takes you out.
Yeah. He has the portal because remember, his father was the one who discovered the Phantom Zone and started putting the baddies in it.
Mhm.
So he knows. He's learned more about the Phantom Zone. He learned more about it in Rebirth. than he knew before. So now, obviously he's going to be learning a lot more about the Phantom Zone. And I can't say anything else about it without giving anything else away.
Oh my goodness!
So if you're reading Superman, you can't miss this one. Also, the Flash is hilarious in this issue. He sasses Batman.
Sass? Doesn't he always sass Batman?
Yes,
That's a
but-
defining characteristic.
Yes, but
He does a good job of sassing
yes.
Batman. Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, I'm gonna do a couple of number 2s. By the way, you can always tell which series I love. They're really good because I, no matter what, will read more than the number 1 of something. So clearly Port of Earth, if I'm reviewing number 8, it's something you absolutely should go get number 1 of. Don't quit messing around. Go find the trade. All right, so Relay, number 2. This is a great book by Aftershock. The number 1 issue was spectacular. If you can find a copy of it, you should. So
Is that
Relay.
a gun?
It's a, yeah, he's
Or is
holding
it
a cool
like
gun.
Okay, cool.
It's good. So the setup for this series is that there's an organization that they are now basically tasked with going to other new worlds and offering them the Galactic Relay. Okay, so the first Galactic Relay I think just showed up on whatever planet that started on this. They're not very clear about which is the home planet. And the Galactic Relay has all kinds of positive messages that come out of it, and one of the main things that's the credo of the group that follows the Galactic Relay is find Donaldson's world, which they've been trying to do for, it sounds like, generations and eons, who knows how long. And at the end of the last book, it became clear they've actually found Donaldson's world, and they're going to go visit in this issue. So if you want to see Donaldson's world and perhaps meet Donaldson, here you go. This has not worked out the way that you or I or anyone else imagines is going to happen in this book, by the way. The last of this book, it's mind-blowing. Like, where do you go from here? So, yeah. This is the kind of like the real believer in Donaldson. The guy in the back, he's one of the kind of the enforcers that goes to the different worlds. And this is Donaldson in the front, by the way. Don't miss it.
That's what I thought, because I was like, I recognize his face from the other cover.
So this is from the minds of 3 writers. There's all the storytellers, and this is Zach Thompson, Andy Clark, and Donnie Cates. And you know Donnie Cates don't play. So if you like body counts, that's your book. Shadow Roads, Cullen Bunn writing, Oni Press. So Shadow Roads is kind of cool. It's kind of a dual story. One is a gentleman and a young lady who are traveling the Shadow Roads, and the reason they're called that is more it's kind of like they're in between dimensions. So he can actually see ghosts, and you get her backstory in this book. And then you have a whole other group that were on a train and realize they can cross over to the Shadow Realm. So that's where they are. They're traveling around trying to figure out stuff. So if you like kind of mystical, not everything in the book is going to be like real or solid. There's a lot of ghost kind of creatures in this. And you get to meet, let's see, they go underground and meet a cool Indian tribe. Yeah, it's really neat. It's like hard to define something like this because it doesn't fit in a genre. It's not horror because it's not scary. It's just fantasy, cool. Yeah.
All right, Jenny, your turn.
Let's do Spider-Man.
Yeah. I got it.
I wrote down another name. Okay, so Miles. He is that the right one? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's at a school where maybe the other kids have it better off financially and stuff. He doesn't really feel out of his place, but his uncle kind of reminds him, "Hey, look, you gotta watch out for you." He's kind of there on lottery, but he's crazy smart. It's not like he's just there because. Let's see. So, Spider-Man in this book, there's some deception, But Miles gets set up on a date. That was
Oh,
funny.
that's sweet.
It was sweet, but then something bad happened.
Well, it can never just be straightforward, can it?
No, he can't just be happy. That would be too easy. Then there wouldn't be a bug.
Spider-Man can be happy and Spider-Man renew your vows.
Yes, he can, but this is Miles, not Spider-Man. Or is he Spider-Man?
Is that? No, there's two different.
Yeah,
So
there's-
he's his own. He is
He
a Spider-Man.
He
but
is.
he's
A,
a
that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Like maybe
He still goes out and fights crime. No, I think that they're gonna have. They'll be separate. We need both of
Okay.
them in this universe for sure.
No,
Okay.
definitely.
So this is the annual number 1.
He
So if you
called
want a place to
himself
jump in, you can
Spider-Man.
totally jump
Yep.
in.
Yeah, he is a Spider-Man.
Okay, so there are multiple Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, because he
Oh, yeah.
identified
Just like there are
as,
multiple
so.
Flash.
So understand that Miles actually started out in a different,
The Ultimate Universe.
alternate universe in the Ultimate
And
storyline.
he was Spider-Man in that.
He was absolutely the only
Yeah.
Spider-Man in that
He became
universe.
Spider-Man after the Peter Parker of that universe died. And he took up the mantle because he
Okay.
got bit by the same spider. He's like, you know what, I can do this. And then
BT Dubs, guys, this is my boyfriend, Dean. He's a Spider-Man expert.
He really is.
in Worlds Collide, the Ultimate Universe started to shatter, and Miles ended up in the Prime Universe. So it's 616 with like Peter Parker, the Spider-Man that we know and love, as another Spider-Man. And so Peter Parker was like, all right, well, I'm going to teach him all I know. And Miles was already like, no, I know a lot already. So
He's like, I got
you're
this.
good."
Like, I got this.
So Peter keeps trying to teach him morals and how to be a good Spider-Man. Miles is like, you know what? You do your thing.
Yeah.
I'll hang out.
I can't wait to see the animated because it looks just
Yes.
mind-blowingly
It
good.
looks so good.
The animation style on that looks like a cross between comic art, stop motion, gorgeous animation. I'm
Yeah.
really excited.
It's made for like 3D world build.
It is.
Mhm.
And they have a top they have top A-lister casts for it, and it's just, I'm really excited.
There's a repetitive line. Anyone that says something, I forget what, it's either a line or a fool.
I
Like
don't know.
anyone that says not to look out for yourself first, or something like that. It's a cool line. I
Oh,
didn't
he
write
says
it.
in the.
Yeah,
the
it's repeatedly said, but I
actually
forgot
know
to
what it
write
is.
it down.
Oh, there's a squeal in the room.
They have
Catwoman.
a leaky pipe.
Number 2, a game of copycat and mouse.
Mhm.
So this takes place. This is like next panel of issue 1 would be the start of
Yeah, it picks
Issue
up
number
right
2.
where issue 1
it.
left off.
Yeah, exactly, exactly where. And Catwoman is against all of these other Catwomen that are not. They're not.
It's pretty cool, actually.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
They're just actors who are trying to. They were
hired-
told they were hired for an audition. It's a
twisted.
it's a
awesome
twisted plot,
story,
but I
and
love it.
Love it.
Yes. More fight scene towards the beginning.
More heartbreak.
Wait, is it a cat fight?
Yes, it is a cat fight, and it's so well drawn and so well choreographed and mapped
Yes.
out. And
Yes.
I love the artwork in this
Yes.
book, guys.
So it's just eye candy, is what you're saying?
It really is. And then there's more of the behind that
Yeah.
storyline. You see more of.
It's empty.
I'm just gonna grab it.
I got all freaked
Like,
out and I was
she's
like, when I
really-
just drank everything in it.
She's really beating herself up about what happened in Batman 50.
She can't. It was the right choice.
Well, it doesn't mean that it's the choice she wanted. She's
Exactly.
just, it's really hard on her right now. Yeah, so it's a good book. There's not too many laughs. There's not really any laughs in that book. It's a very serious book, but it's, oh my gosh, it's so good. If you're not reading it, go pick it up and read it now.
Yes. Agreed.
Alright,
Alright. Red 5 Comics, which is actually
This
local
one
to
looks
us.
so cool.
If you haven't picked up the rest of their books, you really should. They make tiny print runs, so it makes it really hard. So like they did Chasing Hitler and The Rift.
Yes.
The Rift
I
actually
love both of those.
it's one
I
of those
love The
tiny
Rift.
little 4-part book that's amazing.
Yes.
By the way, Chasing Hitler was written by and created by a 16-year-old girl I found out at San Diego Comic-Con.
That's amazing.
It's their most successful book. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's so good.
This one is a really cool book. So this one's just a little 4 mini-series. You can jump into it, and it's not going to cost you $1 million. So the premise is that there is supposed to be a near-Earth flyby of an asteroid. It's supposed to be really cool and historical, and everyone's excited about it. But it's not supposed to do anything, right? It's not a big deal. But as it gets closer to Earth, they find out it actually has something at its core, which
very
is
big
going
deal.
to affect the tides. So like magnetized core or something.
So it's actually a very big deal.
It's a very big deal. It's going to result in huge catastrophe, which is, you see the giant ship here, it says Riptide. So it's a lot about that part, but it's more about the heart of the characters that are involved in the story. So you get to meet a cast of characters. Most of them are on a big like luxury cruise yacht. So you're actually going to be able to see what happens to them. And I think that the book's going to be basically about all the aftermath. But this one's the lead-in, and it's awesome.
Alright,
Your
Jenny.
turn, Sister Girl.
Sorry.
It's alright. You time down and it's fine.
I've got Blastosaurus.
That's Blastosaurus.
Blastosaurus. It reminds me of Bolivar.
It does. The art style does.
Yeah, and the plot. So we got a dinosaur in the city.
Okay.
We got 2 little kids who are like, okay, we're gonna go take its picture, and I bet the reporter will give us like $50.
50
So it's the opposite of Boulevard, because no one notices Boulevard and
Well,
Boulevard.
except for the
no
kids.
one really
Except for
knows.
one kid. One kid.
He's been reported around town, but no one's really seen him. So they find him in a dinosaur suit, and then they get the dinosaur.
Suit or
Yes, exactly. There's a dinosaur in a dinosaur suit.
You'll never find it.
And do they get their picture? You'll have to pick it up to find out.
All right. This one's for kids. Yes.
Yes.
This one's
It's
totally all
a
ages.
great kids book.
So if your kids are crazy about dinosaurs, here's a safe dinosaur books for your kids.
It's true. It's funny. It's a light read. Any kid could pick it up and read it, like 2nd grade, maybe 1st grade.
It's by Golden Apple Books, brand new shebang. Really great people that are putting this book together for you guys.
Funny.
Give it some support. All these new companies, they're new, but that doesn't mean that they are the most amazing thing. We've started to learn this about like companies like Aftershock. Your turn first.
Alright, Hawkman, number 3. I love Hawkman. I love Hawkman so much.
Is it because he has nice abs?
No.
And arms.
No, I love how he's lived through history and has to archaeologically find out who he was.
I don't know how to say it very well.
She did great!
No, I don't know how to say it very
That's not the word I thought you were going for. I'm glad you got that.
Archaeologically. Yeah, so this one's called War of Wings, which you can see he's fighting with a whole bunch of other birdmen that have feathers all over their bodies and bird legs. Yeah, it's the majority of it is the fight scene and how he's learning how to fight.
Again?
Yeah, kind of. How to fight multiple people again
Oh,
in
okay.
the air. Because usually he's not fighting people who can fly, so
So it's a learning curve for him.
it's totally a learning curve for him. It's probably one of my favorite books for this week. I just really like Hawkman.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I've been really, really looking forward to this book. Elliot Rahal and I have been talking about it for a while. He won't tell me any specifics, of course, but I kid him about like it's like a knuckle sandwich. It's called.
If there's more than one,
Hot-
though, are they finger sandwiches?
It's a hand sandwich.
Oh, it's a punny day. So punny. All right, it's called Hot Lunch Special. It's by Aftershock. You absolutely run, don't walk to get this book tomorrow. So essentially, the setup is it's a company that was founded off the very, very beginning, was just a little tiny restaurant run by a family, and has since expanded into kind of like an empire that provides like these kind of sandwiches that come in the little clear box, like
Oh,
you
yeah.
get from the
From like
7-Eleven or whatever.
It's a good
So
idea to eat a sandwich from 7-Eleven, right?
And they want to expand their business. Here's the problem. There are mob-like agencies involved on all edges. On all edges. So if like, let's say all of a sudden you want to use a different trucking agency to take your fancy sandwiches to places outside the state that you use the original trucking company, and there's a disagreement over who has the rights to be the trucking company over this, you might have some mob activity that occurs. So yes, this is going to be a very bloody book, full of lots of tension, and this book ends not well, this first one. There's some really tense situations that are going on. There are at least loss of one finger at least in this book so far. Ew! And I guess it does end up in a sandwich. It's not a lot.
Jenny's got her rap left to do.
Yeah, I think that's what we got left.
Okay, so this is for this one.
It is.
So I've had a lot of people ask me about this, but I can't. It's like one of those things I keep on trying to order it for people or add it to their pull box, but it's not possible. There's not an option to order this book. There was an option to get this free first issue, so that's all I can get. That's all any stores can get. Don't be mad at them if they don't have anything more than this. This is what there was. So this is the thing called Rolled and Told. So also another run, don't walk to pick it up if you want it tomorrow.
My turn.
All right, here's the wrap for Rolled Not Told. Rolled and Told.
Now I'm coming in loud and bold, gonna tell you all about Rolled and Told. When I saw this book, I was super delighted, so let me explain how to be excited. It really looks like a comic book, but that's not all it's there if you take a look. Really, it's mostly a campaign for RPG, and I'd probably play it if someone asked me. Really seems like a good storyline. It's free, so if it's not for you, that's fine. The adventures look like they could last for hours. I imagine you could test all your powers. So what does it hurt to pick it up and try? Well, I suppose your whole party could die.
Oh, you don't know my party. Alright.
Like RPG party.
All right, so this is from Lion Forge. I see in the back. Yeah, and it's on super thick paper.
It's
So I
Hardly
can't show you
any of it
I
is
can't show you the
actually
inside because
comic.
I'm not allowed to, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It's on. Yeah,
There's
it's
the
great stuff.
artwork on the back that's gorgeous.
Yep. And it
There's
does
not
say
much
free.
comic
Yeah.
in it though. There's like 3 or 4 pages of comic, then it's all campaign.
Yep. So you got campaign working here, and I'll tell you guys as soon as I know if there's actually a comic book series that's going to come out of this, or if this is just like the super tease of $10 super teases. By the way, just as a pitch for another book that's coming out that's also related to D&D, is it Rick and Morty? Rick and Morty
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons comes out in a
Yes.
couple weeks,
Yes.
and
Yes.
Hey,
the B cover actually has
Yeah.
a character sheet on it for number 1, and there's going to be a B cover for the other issues too that are different character sheets. So if you want to collect the character sheets, run to your comic shop tomorrow and tell them that you want to have B covers for Rick and Morty Dungeons and Dragons so that they know to get them for you, because you don't want to miss that. All right, anything else? I was trying to think if I saw anything else that was really cool.
Hannah's hat
on the-
says hat on it.
It is. It's
That's
actually.
the hat
my
we talked
initials,
about
yeah.
last week.
It's not because she doesn't know that it's a hat.
Oh,
Same
I'm
hat.
just saying. I think it's funny.
It is.
Well, she did last week say that she was getting the hat the next day.
That's true. Now you can see the hat of that.
Yes. Remember, I thought Tokyo Hotel. You said her name, and technically you were right, and she said you were.
Oh, okay.
I'm calling her on
Uh-oh. Someone just got called.
I think that's everything, guys.
All right, that's all of it. All right, everybody, go to comicshoplocator.com and find the shop near you if you're not near yours. And we will see you guys next week. Bye.